Okay, we can go ahead and get started. Um, we can wait maybe till Councilmember Dybala comes back, our audience. Okay, so go ahead. I'm sorry. We're going to go ahead and get started. So, to introduce the team that is bringing you the multifamily building improvement grants, we have Dory Estrada, our sustainability manager, and we have myself, the housing manager, Paloma Roy Lefebvre, and Andrea Liz Ars. I'm gonna really try Andrea Lizars Burrow, and I'm so sorry I'm butchering that. We just went over this, but we have Andrea, our sustainability fellow, bringing you this webinar tonight. So we're going to go over all things multifamily building improvement grant. If you could please go to the next slide. So why the multifamily building improvement grant? The grant supports improvements that enhance building resiliency, comfort, and increase quality of life for our Takoma Park residents. We really aim to reduce carbon emissions for buildings to address the overall climate change and reduce energy burden for our residents. Next slide, please. The grant supports improvements that enhance building resiliency and comfort and increase quality of life for our residents. I'm sorry, I didn't move on. What is the grant? What is a multifamily building grant? So it provides up to $100,000 for properties to assist them in improving their energy efficiency and moving away from fossil fuels. The grant does not have to be repaid and is tended to help residents with small scale multifamily buildings in the city. Next slide. So who is eligible for the grants? Multifamily buildings located in the city. The building has to have between 3 to 30 units and no outstanding citations or legal violations. Also note that previous recipients can apply for the grant. Next slide, please. So what does the actual process of applying look like? So we really recommend reading over the program guidelines, deciding if you want to apply for phase 1 or phase 2 or both. And so going on from that, step 2 is to create and actually submit an application on Fondant, our online grant portal, which we'll talk about more step by step in a minute. Step 3 is to complete an energy audit, either as a phase 1 grantee or self-paid. Step 4, you're going to use that energy audit, those results, to identify the highest priority projects for your multifamily building, and then obtain quotes for those different projects. Step 5 would be to apply for phase 2 of the program, so the project implementation grant. So you would also need to secure matching funds and seek stackable incentives and rebates. And final step really is implementing and getting your project going and off the ground. Next slide, please. So the application period, phase 1, the energy audit itself. So come November 10th, our application will be open, and again, Fondant, our city grant portal. And really, you'll need to provide point of contact for the project, building information, and just answer some general questions about your energy systems when applying for phase 1. And so staff will be reviewing these applications in late December, If selected, we will be sending out preliminary improvement letters thereafter. We will also have a Q&A section. So we definitely see questions from our audience. We will be getting to them and answering them. Don't worry. Some criteria staff will be looking at when reviewing applications. So the mixture of units in the building, the utility type and cost attribution, ownership type, as well as readiness and good standing of the building. Next slide. And I'm going to turn
And just to quickly explain the steps to apply to phase 1 of the multifamily building improvement grant. So in order to start the process, we will share this link that you can see on the screen. It takes you to the Phone Down portal, inviting you to apply. This will prompt you to log in. So you will have to create an account using your preferred email and a password. In order to create the account, the platform will ask some basic information about you. Next slide. You will see that it asks for your organization name and the executive officer name. Unless you are an established organization, please just use your personal name and email address. So once that basic information is collected, next slide. The platform will show the grants that are available and open for application. You will find this banner and the name of the grant, and a apply button will be enabled. So once you're in there, next slide, you will have to complete a questionnaire. Again, basic information about the property, like the address, the owner, the contact information. Next slide. Then a little bit more details about the property, like how many units, what are the characteristics of those. And next slide, you will also need to answer some questions related to your utility and the type of energy that is being used for the different energy needs and systems. And lastly, we will ask some voluntary demographic information. Next slide. Yeah, perfect. And you will just have to certify that all the information provided is true. And that's it. We will review that application to possibly be selected for the phase 1, which makes you a grantee of a free energy audit that Dory is going to explain now.
Thanks so much. Yes, so I am here just to kind of hone in on the energy audit component, which, as you just heard from Paloma, is entirely funded if you are a phase 1 awardee, a 100% award, or you can self-fund this and do it yourself. But in any case, in order to apply for competitive funding in phase 2, which we'll cover in a minute, you do need this energy audit. So what's an energy audit? We are in fact asking for, and just to clarify, this is a really important question that I think we need to cover. You will not be responsible if you are a phase 1 awardee for finding an energy auditor. The city will be contracting one on behalf of the recipients of that award cycle. So that is not something you have to do. We will be putting out a bid for that. The entity that we select will be certified to deliver what's called an ASHRAE Level 2 audit. What this is it's a pretty comprehensive audit covering various aspects of your building and its energy used. So it is an energy survey that identifies cost saving and energy efficiency potential improvements that you can make. So first, it's going to start with a review of your utility bills. This is so that they can benchmark your building, on a standard day, what does the energy in your use in your building look like? And this is going to identify, what are the patterns of use, but also what might be some outliers. Is there something funky that's running 24 hours a day that doesn't need to? That's kind of what the utility data is going to indicate. And then the auditor will actually come on site to your building and perform a detailed on-site assessment. They're going to be needing to look at things like your HVAC system, lighting, hot water systems, and generally around the building envelope, and maybe ask a few questions about the operation schedule and maintenance. So just for any building owners on the call, that does mean they're going to need access to your utility room. And it's helpful if you can also be on site for that visit as well. And what happens after that is that the auditor is going to perform some energy modeling and calculations. They're going to come up with a list of energy efficiency measures, EEMs, and finally a financial implementation of what those measures may cost you, that will result in some recommendations. This is really key. In the past phases of this grant, we had this baked into it, but this time we're really having it at the forefront, so that we're not, asking you as the building owner to take a guess at what your most impactful project is. This audit really, it takes out all the guesswork. It's going to allow you to hone in on what those lower hanging fruit, most impactful projects are going to be first. And so that is why it's a requirement for this cycle. I'll hand it back to Paloma.
Thank you, Dory. So the application period, phase 2 specifically, the project implementation. So we will be opening it come March 23rd, 2026. It'll close April 30th, 2026. But again, you'll be doing this in the Fondant grant portal, and providing that building information as well as the proof of that ASHRAE level 2 audit that Dory just talked about. You also need to include one project quote and information about matching funds in order to apply. Phase 2 covers 80% of the total project costs, with a maximum award of $100,000. And then staff will be reviewing come mid-May 2026, and you guys should be receiving preliminary approval letters if approved thereafter. So again, some criteria we'll be looking at would be, again, the mixture of units, utility type, cost attribution, ownership type, as well as feasibility of projects. So that is what we're going to be looking at as well come phase 2. Next slide, please. So what are some eligible products? So definitely electrification projects, replacing natural gas, propane, heating, oil equipment, really trying to move away from fossil fuels. So of course, installation of Energy Star certified high efficiency systems, HVAC, heating pumps, heat pump water heaters, electric dryers, induction cooktops or convection ovens, as well as lighting and electrical panel upgrades. Next slide, please. Some other eligible projects would be weatherization and efficiency envelope improvements, which include installation, air sealing, window improvements and replacements, building controls, as well as advanced electrification and resiliency projects. So electric vehicle chargers maybe, or on-site roof solar panels, energy storage as well would qualify. Next slide, please. And the actual grant award. So phase 1 award is going to be 100% award covering the cost of that audit, that ASHRAE level 2 energy audit. Phase 2 is, like we mentioned, 80% of the total project costs with a maximum amount of $100,000. A grant agreement will be drafted and have to be approved and signed before you can actually break ground and start work on the project. But you can get 30% of the award upfront, and payments can either be directly to the contractor or can be through reimbursements. All owners who pay the energy bill on behalf of the tenants will be required, though, to switch to at least 2-year clean energy plan for of their choosing as part of this program. So please note. But we will be providing guidance along the way. And yes, you will be expected to utilize all funds before June 30th, 2027. So just making note of that. And next slide, please.
So I'll just pop back in to cover some frequently asked questions we have been getting about this program. So you heard Paloma clarify that in the phase 2 for competitive project applications, you'll need to send us a quote. And we do often get the question, how do I find a contractor? The city doesn't make recommendations for specific contractors. However, one good resource we point folks to often is the Montgomery County Green Bank's directory of qualified contractors. There should be another one forthcoming from a group called Electrify DC. Hopefully that's available in the spring, around the same time as that phase opening, and we can point you to that as well. But these directories both have contractors who have extensive experience with electrification projects. And I think we covered this, but if you've received a grant in the past, can you still apply? Yes, absolutely. We would still be asking you the same questions about your readiness and your ability to be successful with this program. Is the application only online this year? Yes, you heard us talk about how we're moving things on to Foundant. This will just make your lives and our lives much easier to streamline the grant making process. All forms and including, project closeout forms would be located on that platform. So we are asking everyone to apply through that. That is where we host other grant applications from the city currently. Can you use part of this money for a solar project or EV charging? Yes, Paloma just covered that in terms of eligible projects. Just to clarify again, we are really going to take the energy audit very seriously as far as suggested projects. So, if you say I want solar panels, but your energy audit really says you need a heavy up, we're gonna strongly suggest that you apply for a heavy up. That's your higher need. And then finally, if you don't have a lot of matching funds, can you still apply? Yes. So while we understand that not all entities have a lot of money to bring to the table, we're asking for a 20% match, as you heard. This is really, just to show that there's a strong incentive from your side also to take the improvements on. And we are requiring and asking that you seek stackable incentives and rebates. Even in the landscape we are right now, the federal government, there are actually quite a few rebates still available and some stackable incentives from the state of Maryland and Montgomery County. So we will be pointing you in that direction in case you need some support with that. And finally, I won't really go through these, but this is for your reference. Later on, and these slides will be posted with this recording. Some extra links for different funding resources from the state and elsewhere, technical assistance resources, and some general information about clean energy and electrification. So yeah, Paloma, I think we have reached the end of our slides. I have one other note afterwards, but we would love to open it up for any questions at this time. I think there were a couple trickling in the chat, but also feel free to take yourselves off mute. Okay, I see someone answered the question about 3 to 30 units. Yeah, that's right. Any other questions?
Yeah, hi, this is Cindy, and this has been great. Thank you. My question has to do with how will you promote the program and how do you want other city staff, city council members, whoever, community groups to promote the program? Because this is great. This is a great program and it's a great presentation.
Thank you. I can take a stab at that first. We definitely plan to put this in the city newsletter once we're open with the cycle. We have missed the deadline for November, unfortunately, but for sure in the December issue to let people know this is a 2-phase. By the time the December issue goes out, it will still be open for phase 1 for folks to apply. For sure, some social media, working with the communications team, some flyer drops around the area. And we've been trying to coordinate with the existing communication channels that the housing department has to get in touch with property owners specifically to let them know about this opportunity. Paloma, do
Great.
you have anything to add to that?
It will be up on our Housing and Community Development website, of course, but throughout our work, we'll be advertising and really promoting it amongst the different groups we reach and different layouts.
Great.
Yeah.
I'll also quickly weigh in, this is Devin, that we have the apartment assistance program that's run by Montgomery Housing Partnership that works with small scale landlords. So we will make sure that they are aware of it and plugging it through their networks as well.
Excellent. Okay, great. Thank you.
Any other questions? Must have done a good job covering content, everybody. I think if there's any other questions, our emails are here. I think the most relevant resource is going to be the city's webpage for this program, where the program guidelines are uploaded. This recording and slides will be made available hopefully by the end of the week. Paloma, unless you have something to add, I'll just cover this side note about our one other program. Okay, perfect.
Yeah, please.
So I think we only have one property represented on the call, but hopefully this is relevant for them. So just wanted to make a short plug here. This is a completely separate program, but while we have your ear, as folks listening in from multifamily properties, wanted to make you aware that the city was granted some funds to launch a 1-year pilot for food waste collection at multifamily properties in the city. So there is no payment required. This pilot is completely grant funded and handled by the city of Takoma Park Public Works Department. This will give tenants the opportunity to have a chance to have their food scraps in compost bins instead of the landfill, which is important for our greenhouse gas emissions and just general climate goals in the city. These are smart bins that are securely locked and can only be opened with a keypad from members who are participating in the program. And it is a fill sensor that will alert staff when it is full and needing to be emptied. Every participant, every tenant who wants to join this would be given a free 3-gallon collection bin for their kitchen, along with some compostable liner bags. And we are seeking properties who are interested in having one of these on their sites. This is a wonderful opportunity. We're really excited about it. So if that's of interest to you, please email me at this email below or call us. We're looking to have some properties commit to express their interest by November 15th for this. All right. Well, I think that is the conclusion of our information session for this evening, unless there's any other final questions. Okay. Well, seeing none, thank you everyone for your time. Appreciate it. Again, this will be uploaded to the city's website, and we're excited about the launch of our next cycle. So we look forward to having your applications in.
Thank you, everyone.
Thank you.